Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good afternoon, good evening. Thank you for your patience with my flexible start time. This is going to be a group healing where I heal 122 people in 10 countries. And it is the second in the set of 3 healings called the triplet set for May 2022. Let me know if you can see and hear me, by the way, please. But it's the second in the set of 3, but it's also of all the 5 I'm doing this month, because there's a set of 3 and a set of 2, of all of the healings this month, they're all themed creativity and self-expression. So thank you very much for your surveys, your post-healing surveys that you did. If you did any last minute, like this morning, I didn't see them yet. But I saw the ones from yesterday, and I appreciate it, and they did help me a lot to, read your energy and plan and talk to the angels and plan today's healing. So thank you. Even though I don't respond personally to the surveys individually, they really do help. So I appreciate your doing them, if and when you do them. Oh, yay. Thank you for the confirmations and the location fun data. That's cute. So, okay, we have hello from Columbus, Georgia. Hello to you. We have good morning. Thank you for the healing today. Phoenix, Arizona. Hello, hello, Phoenix, Arizona. Someone can see and hear me. Thank you. Oh, from Portland. Hello, Portland. I got another hello. Hi, Janet. Can see and hear you. Thank you. Good morning from Las Vegas, Nevada. I can see and hear you. Ready to laugh with you. Love your humor. Thank you. Hi from Chicago. Hello, hello. That's right. Oh, I see. So you're saying hello with your location this time. Yes, thank you. That's fun. Hi, Janet. Good morning. I can see and hear you. Thank you so much. All right. And as you know, I am broadcasting you live from Olympia, Washington, the Pacific Northwest of the United States, part of the Blue Wall, more liberal. Though not everybody out here is liberal, I will tell you that. So don't move out here expecting that. Alrighty. So, I'm not really going to talk about what we did 2 healings ago. It was cool. It was cool. It helped with serenity and creativity. But let's focus on today. Healing 2 of 3. That's my cat Smokey expressing himself. He wants me to let him into a room where he's not supposed to be. But he figures if he bothers me long enough, he'll get his way. But he's wrong. Alrighty. Some things we did 2 days ago on Friday that we will do again in today's healing, because they're cool and it would help to repeat it, is sinuses. Healing sinuses. I saw that was really nice for people, in part thanks to the surveys. So we'll do that again, like unblock your sinuses and in front of your sinuses and in front of your eyes and behind your eyes and the optic nerves and your brain and your head. So that'll be fun. So sinuses, etc. We'll do that again. We did 7th to 8th chakra unblocking 2 days ago, but I don't think we're going to do that again, even though it was cool. Um, let's see. I want to do more fourth chakra stuff today. Fourth chakra is in the center of the chest. Sometimes call it your feel-good chakra. It generates energy of gratitude, self-love, like a warm and fuzzy, comforting feeling that things are going to work out. Um, just feeling okay about yourself and life, positive thoughts. Um, and if it's blocked, you can feel jealousy, envy. You can feel an emptiness. You can be, as one person mentioned about their mother in the survey, you can be, where is it? Oh, you can overshare and dump on others if your fourth chakra is too blocked. Because you're looking for those people to validate you, so you might be like invasive and extra weird with them because you're like, validate me. And you're craving validation too much because your heart chakra is blocked. If your heart chakra was unblocked and working properly, then you'd just feel comforted and you'd be fine. And if people approve of you, that's okay. If they don't, that's okay. So we're gonna cultivate that more today. Because I think it directly will benefit creativity and self-expression. I mean, you can express yourself in invasive and balanced ways when your fourth is blocked, but I think if your fourth is flowing nicely, you're more likely to be much lighter and more positive and have stronger boundaries with others. And so you'll have more of what is typically described as creativity or, like more upbeat self-expression. So we'll focus a little bit more on the fourth chakra today. And also the angels keep talking about the deep thought technique for today. So that is on the definite list. Deep thought technique is where you heal your conscious and subconscious mind. And it is also a way to be more open to your eighth chakra wisdom as well. So we're definitely doing deep thought today to help with creativity and self-expression. We're also doing Serenity, because I think that's another one of these really light and balanced energies that will help with creativity and self-expression. So we're going to call back your Serenity energy from wherever, maybe you left it somewhere, or maybe people kept it as souvenirs, kept your Serenity. So we're going to get it back. We're going to call it back, it means you can do it very cleanly. You don't go into anyone else's space or do anything to anyone else. You just call back your energy, but specifically your Serenity. So that should be very interesting. I'm looking forward to that. Fundamentals that will repeat. I mean, the sinuses kind of go in that fundamental category where it's not explicitly theme related, but very cool nonetheless. Also in that fundamental category, I had it in my head and it just left. Oh, hips and first layer. Unblock the first layer around shoulders and hips. We're gonna keep doing that. Because I saw that it helps. I mean, some people know it helps because they're like, oh yeah, my shoulders feel lighter, or oh, that pain in my hip is gone now, so that, but there are other people where it benefited, but they didn't feel specifically there. They just, got some writing project done or this or that. And part of why they did is because it popped them in more. And then they're like, oh, let me do this project now. I'm here. So we're going to keep doing that. First layer, unblocking front and behind of the shoulders and front and behind the hips. So that should be exciting. In the way that energy healing can be exciting. All right. Let's see what else. We may do some extra unblocking of the second and first layer. One person I noticed as I was reading their survey has a very tight second and first layer, but we'll see if that gets alleviated by the other stuff we do or not. But we may directly address the inner two most layers of your aura and make sure they're nice and flowy. What else? What else? What else? Yeah. The fourth chakra stuff that I mentioned, that helps with the theme. It's also, of course, helps with everything. But it'll be fourth chakra and fourth layer. Make sure that we unblock the fourth layer a bunch too, because I did notice that when I was reading surveys that some people had a lot of real dense, heavy energy in their fourth layer. Okay. Yeah, okay. That's it. That's all I wanted to preview. And so now we'll do the little quiet time. Like 3 minutes or so of quiet time where I finish my prep and say hi telepathically to the 122 people I'll be healing, just to make sure that they understand we're about to start. And then I will start in silence, just healing a little bit, and then I'll start talking out loud, and the whole rest is a healing walkthrough. If you wish, you can use it to heal yourself. It's basically just me explaining what I'm doing as I do it, as I heal everybody. The 122 people, not everybody. All right, cool. Oh, and I did want to mention a news item. First of all, if you're not on my news email list, you can email me and ask to be put on it, and that's fine, even if I haven't worked with you before. Just introduce yourself if I don't know you, just because I don't like emailing strangers, just say, hi, something about yourself. But this Sunday is the 15th. And so that is actually the start of the twin set of healings this month, the 15th and the 17th. So that's a big thing. But then also, because it's the 15th, that's when the healings go up for sale for 2 months from now. So for July. So normally they would go up at noon my time, 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern. But I'll be just finishing up the healing at that time. So that I don't make myself too uncomfortable. I'm going to postpone the putting up the healings for sale by an hour. So it'll be pushed back an hour. So the healings, the July healings will go up on my payment page for purchase at 1 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern. But I'll email people about that, like a heads up. Maybe, I don't know when I'll do that, but I'll email a reminder about that to people. So that way I'll have time to end the healing on Sunday and do my little, brief discussion with people watching, and then, chill out and then put up the healings for sale. Okay, I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, you could post below and I'll explain. All right, now I will finally be quiet. So I hope you enjoy the silence for a few minutes. Thank you for your patience. All right, thanks so much for waiting. So let's start right off with grounding. You can ground just by thinking of your grounding and kind of looking down. And that's fine if you want to do that. You can also create a copy of yourself out in front of you, and that's going to be very useful for all the rest of what we're doing. So you can create a copy, like all your auras, like one big bubble, but it's really 17 auras because you're present, and so they're mostly in the same place. So you have your 17 auras, you have your grounding, which is your connection to the core of the earth. Your grounding, I would suggest you bring it up as high as your third chakra, which is where your sternum bone ends. That's your third chakra. So bring your grounding up real high and make it wide as your whole aura. So as wide as the heel of the palm of your hand, roughly. And set your grounding to be a color of your choice. I would suggest between red, orange, or yellow, one of those colors. Just because those colors are more accommodating to your lower chakras, less triggering for your lower chakras. And it's nice to be nice to them because then it's easier to be present. So use gold light from your hands to comb through your grounding. You have hand chakras and fingertip chakras. So they generate energy just automatically, and then you set them with your intention to be a metallic gold color, which works even if you can't see energy yet. And so then your hands are generating metallic gold energy, and you use that to wash out energy blocks and other people's energy that's not yours, other people's problems. I noticed that was very helpful. 2 days ago, we washed out other people's problems that you were holding on to. And you're grounding it everywhere. All right, so indie grounding. Is where you check the outer perimeter of your grounding all the way down to the core of the earth, and you melt away any connections to other people's grounding. So use the gold light to melt away little branch off parts. Because your grounding works much better without other people dumping into it, and their grounding works better too that way. So even if you have like a 2-year-old child with grounding, it's better for the 2-year-old child if they have their own grounding. So you're a big tree, they're a tree also. Their tree has their own roots. You're a tree, you have your own roots. So you can explain that on a spirit level or out loud to your children. That, it's good for them to have grounding. Because you can't be with them every second of the day, and it helps their mental functioning and their presence and their emotional development, everything, to have their own grounding. Even if they're 6 months old, no matter how old they are. Grounding is one of those things where it's private. It's just for one person. It's not like a 2-seater. Well, it can be, but it doesn't work well that way. Sometimes you may have a relationship with someone who doesn't understand that. And so if that's the case, you could just say, hey, go ask your angels about grounding. Like, just with your mind. You don't have to say it out loud if that person doesn't understand that stuff. Just with your mind, just say, hey, go ask your angels about grounding. It can help you at work. It can help you with your sleep. It can help you be more confident and focused. So that way the person doesn't take it like a big rejection. All right, so that was indie grounding. So, for your aura and your grounding, and you know, your physical body and your astral body are inside your groundings, of course, inside your auras. Let's do gold net for the whole thing. Collapsing gold nets. So you imagine and create with your intention these big gold nets, like a big cube of gold nets all around you, all the way down to the core of the earth, all the way above your aura, behind you, in front of you. And these gold nets, as they collapse, they're going to tangle up whatever's not you. Other people's energy, other people's problems, invasive beings. It's just going to all get tangled up in the net, so then you can take them out in the nets, give them to your angels. Okay, so collapse in those gold nets and have them tangle up whatever's not you. Other people's problems, other people's baggage, invasive beings, and just tangle all that up and drag it out. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Okay, one more time. Big gold nets all the way down to the core of the earth, all the way above your aura, behind you, in front of you. Collapse it in, have it tangle up whatever's not you. Other people's fears, drama, invasive beings, and just drag all that out in the gold nets and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Deep breath, recenter yourself. Think about your knees, being present in your knees, being present in your legs, all your major joints. Just check in with all of them, like your hips, your shoulders, your wrists. All right. So that was just doing gold nets, just to get some junk out of the way. So now let's do aura repair of all your 17 auras. So you just imagine copies of them all out in front of you. The 2 regular auras, physical body aura, astral body aura, and then the 15 Wade Chi auras, which help with having strong boundaries. Help so much that it's like it's be easier to figure out if things it doesn't affect than things it does affect, because it affects so much your Wade Chi auras. But anyway, so run gold light through all your auras, and aura repair is mending up the rips. But first, take a moment to be aware of the rips. Where are the rips in your aura? Do you have a bunch up top? Do you have a bunch by your stomach area? Do you have a bunch by your lower back? Do you have a bunch by the back of your head? Where are the rips? And you can do just location specific and use cold light and mend them up that way. But I'm going to use composite copy technique, which you can do. It might be especially useful if you have less awareness of where all the rips are, or if you're just looking to repair it all quickly. So just imagine one rip, a composite copy rip that represents all the rips that are healthy and gentle for you to repair right now in your 17 auras. And we're going to clean out that composite copy rip, get rid of any junk that's in the rip first. So just fill it up with gold wax from your hand, like sticky gold wax. So it's gold light that you make with your intention to stick to whatever's not you, and then you lift out the wax and the junk and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Let's do it again. Sticky gold wax in this composite copy rip, have it fill up and stick to whatever's not you, and lift that out as a big chunk, the wax and the junk. Angels, here you go. Okay, so now you should be able to repair this rip fully. Okay, so then aura bruising, I'm sorry, aura scarring is hard bumpiness that you may have at the edge of one of the auras or several of the auras where it was ripped, but now it's healed up, but it's just not fully healed. So it's not like a bouncy strength, it's a hard crustiness, which is weaker. So just put all the aura scarring in one location, like lump it all together, or imagine copies of it, however you want to think of it, but heal it all at once, all your aura scarring. So just use gold light and melt away your aura scarring. Because in energy work, strength comes from flow. Strength does not come from hardness. Hardness is stuck and brittle, and it makes things get damaged really easily. So just finish up melting away your aura scarring. If you have any left over, just the angels help me heal that. And aura bruising can be in the outer layer, but it can be also in the inner layers. It's usually a couple layers at once in a certain location. Aura bruising, and it's just hardness. Generally, it'll be in those 2 regular auras, because those are the ones with the 7 layers. So that's where you would get the bruising, potentially. And it happens in the same way that aura damage happens when someone throws energy. So just lump all your aura bruising that's healthy and gentle to heal right now in one spot and melt it away with gold light. And maybe, you melt it all, but then there's more that you're ready to melt now. And so then just check again. Is there more aura bruising that's healthy and gentle for me to melt right now? And just recenter yourself, in all your major joints, your hips, your wrists, your ankles, etc. And just check again. Is there more aura bruising that's healthy and gentle for me to melt right now? All right, good job. So that was repair of all the 17 auras with composite copy technique, then melting aura scarring, then melting aura bruising. So let's do sticky gold wax for your everything. So sticky gold wax, again, is gold light that you create, but it's special gold light that sticks to whatever's not you. And that way it makes it easier to remove it all at once. So just put it on the outer surface of all your 17 auras and the outer surface of your groundings, your physical grounding, your astral body grounding, and then inside everywhere. All your 17 auras, your physical body, your astral body, inside your groundings, and have it stick to anything that you're ready to get rid of, including, energy blocks in your chakras, your major chakras along your spine, but also minor chakras like in your shoulders and your hips and your legs, your arms, all the cool acupuncture points all over your body. You can sticky gold wax those too. And so your intention is you're going to remove what's healthy and gentle to remove right now. Okay, so then go ahead and move the wax and all the energy blocks and junk to the side together. Move that all to the side and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. And recenter yourself in all your major joints and energy channels, your legs, your arms. Deep breath. All right. So in case you removed anything that left a gash in your aura, like, you know, there was a big spear and you took it out, let's finish up with some repair just in case you need it. So just a little bit extra aura repair, the edges of all your 17 auras. So that you can get an energy seal, hopefully in all of them, or as many as possible right now. And that's sort of a bouncy cohesion, a little bit extra strength. All right. All right, good job. So let's do first layer unblocking around the shoulders and the hips. So you just imagine a copy of you and just the first layer, which is the one closest to your body in your astral body aura and your physical body aura. So you have two first layers if you want to get complicated. But you're imagining energy blocks here, 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 and here, right? So around your hips and around your shoulders in your first layer. And just, you can bring up red earth energy and ground all that junk. And then gold light, melt away the cords going into it. And technically, once you melt the cords, you ground it, it's going to just clear by itself, like a bunch of fireworks or firecrackers. Just it's going to just start exploding. But you could blow it up yourself or run gold light through it. And of course, if you're healing someone else, do not blow up their stuff. That's too bossy. Just melt it with gold light. So again, first layer around shoulders, first layer around hips. Just imagine the energy blocks there. Ground them in red earth energy. Melt the cords. And let them explode. Let those energy blocks explode. Alrighty. Hold on one sec. I'm looking at a sample person to figure out what I'm doing next. Okay, so sometimes in the shoulders and hip area, there's hold on. Later, there will be a detailed healing summary in the comment section with timestamp links within a day or so. And that's why I'm taking notes right now. But anyway, you can have family patterns anywhere, like, you know, like maybe all the women in your family, one family I saw, which is really interesting, all the women in their family tend to not get aura damage, or when they get it, they heal it really fast. Not always, but in general, it's like the men in the family get aura damage, but the women in the family do not, or do not sustain aura damage for a long time, which is fascinating to me. But that's just an example, an unusual example though. More commonly is like, okay, everyone in that family has back trouble, or everyone in that family has, you know, energy blocks that cause focus problems, or everyone in that, or like half the family has heart chakra heaviness causing, you know, just sort of a hopeless feeling or something like that. So you can get burdens, family patterns in your energy blocks like that. It's not just an energy block, it's an energy block in a location that also, you know, your mom has, and your mom's mom had, and your mom's mom's mom, you know, it's like a pattern in the family to hold baggage there. So if that's the case, you may need a little bit extra awareness to clear it. You can still clear it, and then it'll help your family members too, because then it's like you're breaking the pattern, and it's a negative pattern, so it helps those other people in your family, because they're much more likely to then have their angels remove their pain from that location, or at least some of it, when before they definitely wouldn't have. So it's an interesting way to help, say, your parents, or your parents and your siblings, or your parents and your siblings and your grandparents that are already in heaven. It would still help them even. So it's very interesting. So I was noticing that some of those, as we were unblocking, you know, just right before this, we were unblocking the first layer for hips and shoulders, which is good to do. So don't skip that if you just come right to this later when it's a video. But I think now we'll do that again, but we'll specifically be aware of family blocks in those areas that are part of a family pattern to hold baggage there, and just with that extra awareness of that, you know, you're going to be, it's okay if you choose to break the family pattern of pain. It can help other family members lighten up as well, not just you. And so then it's going to be unblocking still, but it'll help you with just with that little awareness shift. It will help you clear stuff from there that you probably would not have otherwise cleared, just because patterns like that tend to just continue. You know, everyone does it. That's what's done. That's how you were raised, yada, 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 you know. But sometimes people choose, I mean, sort of as an interesting aside, some people choose to have a child who is an older soul, older than they are, because they know that child, I mean, their angels know that that child will break the negative family patterns, and that helps everybody in the end. So it's okay to be a rule breaker on a spirit level, because that may be part of why your parents chose you, that you're a rule breaker, and so you're gonna help them, you know, one way or another, lighten up, whether they like it or not consciously. So that was explaining. Now we'll be doing. But again, it's sort of a redo in a way of that, what we just did, the first layer unblocking around the shoulders and the hips, but it's specifically clearing blocks that are part of a family pattern of holding pain right there. So just be aware of that area around your shoulders, right around your shoulders in your first layer, right around your hips in your first layer. And be aware of what blocks there are part of a family pattern to hold pain and baggage there. And just remind yourself, you don't have to force yourself, of course, but remind yourself, hey, if you clear this family pattern baggage here, basically, it helps you, but it can also help your, you know, the people that came before you in the family, your parents, your grandparents, all that good stuff. So, you know, take your time, use gold light. That won't force anything, right? And you can say, angels, help me do this. But that way you can, you know, to the extent it's healthy and gentle, you can clear some of this, we'll call it family pattern baggage, away from your first layer around your hips and your first layer around your shoulders. And you can also use the red earth energy to ground it all and melt cords. And just take a deep breath. Center yourself in your hips, your shoulders, all your major joints. Okay, one more time. Just be aware of that area. First layer around the shoulders, first layer around the hips, and the family pattern baggage that's there that you're still holding because it's just a pattern that you were stuck in from your family in this life. And just, if you're ready to melt away whatever you're ready to, whatever is healthy and gentle, to melt away of family pattern baggage around your hips and shoulders, and in your hips and shoulders as well. And you can do the red earth energy, ground it all with red earth energy from the core of the earth, and melt cords going into it with gold light. And at some point you melt enough cords and it can just sort of blow up like firecrackers. So deep breath, few deep breaths, just center yourself in all your major joints. And recreate your grounding, red or orange or yellow. And you can make a copy out in front of you of your grounding and comb through it. And take your time with this grounding and blocking, because since we just melted away, you know, family pattern baggage around your hips, around and in your hips and shoulders, that likely is creating a nice ripple effect, and you're wanting to release a lot right now. So just take your time unblocking your grounding. All right. Well, that was cool. All right. I'm going to look at a sample person to see what we're doing next. So I'll be quiet for a minute or so. Okay, so this one client that I was looking at, this is a very common issue, so it's not just her, but when she was about 8 in this life, she looks like from her siblings, she got a lot of energy that suppressed her communication, her creativity, her self-expression. And the image she shows me, it's like she's in a cave and there's a big, like a big stone wall trapping her in the cave. And so that's her image of being suppressed, being shut up by her siblings. And people tend to have some time period in some lifetime, or a bunch of time periods in this and past lives, where that happened, where you got kind of stopped, repressed, shut up, creative wise, self-expression wise. So we can look at, like, you can see a timeline of, you know, your past lives and this life, and just sort of make the, you know, you can sort of see like a big stone wall, you know, blocking you at whichever time that happened. You know, maybe a couple times in this life, maybe, you know, various past lives. So just see blobs of stone, you know, where you got sort of suppressed and shut up. It could be that you decided to shut up because of an external situation, but, you know, whatever, just see. And if the stone wall as a suppressing force doesn't make sense to you, use some other image for, you know, when you got stuck with your creativity and self-expression. And so whenever you see those little stone piles that represent being stuck, just run gold light through it. And you can say, angels, can you check this? Because I want to do this, what's healthy and gentle. So maybe your angels will reduce some of the piles or something. But it looks like for the most part, the angels aren't reducing much. So just go ahead and run gold light through all that so that you're melting away the suppressing energy that you picked up in these various times. Lots of gold light. Oh. All right, great. And so if you were unable to clear some of it, just say, angels, help me clear this. So that was timeline healing is what that technique is. Timeline healing, where you represent, you imagine a timeline, you know, of past lives and this life, and you just see the sort of repressing experiences as little blips on the timeline, and then you heal them all with gold light. So that was timeline healing for the theme of creativity and self-expression, and we just melted away, you know, suppressing energy. Basically where you got stuck in your creativity or self-expression. You just melted it away with angel help. Okay, good job. So now let's do deep thought healing. So as I mentioned in the intro, deep thought is a technique. I have a whole playlist of deep thought videos, which I will link below later. I'll make a note to do that. I'll link it below the healing summary in optional videos. But I have my little graphic that I've used in the past to explain deep thought technique. So this is this is the little drawing, Because basically when you do deep thought technique, you imagine out in front of you representations for your 8th chakra, your conscious mind, and your subconscious mind. And then you have them touching so that there are blending surfaces. That's what these dotted lines represent, the blending surface between your 8th chakra, which is part of your higher self, which holds a lot of eternal wisdom that you gained in past lives, and eternal healing energy. So your 8th chakra, you can imagine that as gold. And then the conscious mind and the subconscious mind, blue is a nice color for those, just because your 5th chakra, a nice color for that is like a medium to light blue, and your mind most relates to your 5th chakra, so blue is a nice color. But you may see a lot that's not blue, like energy blocks or other people's energy or whatever. But we're gonna work on that. So that was explaining deep thought. So now we will just reground real quickly, and then we will do so go ahead and reground. Make your grounding red or orange or yellow, whatever you want. And then unblock it using a copy out in front of you if you want. Lots of gold light. All right. So imagine out in front of you, kind of like this diagram, but you can do it some other way if you want. It's just 3 sections that you would imagine, and then that they touch and have a blending surface. Because you want the wisdom of your 8th chakra to be able to permeate your conscious mind to the extent that's healthy and gentle, and you want all the wisdom and knowledge in your subconscious mind to the extent that's healthy and gentle to be able to flow up into your conscious mind. That's how you become more self-aware. You realize things that you always knew. Lots of cool stuff. So you imagine your 3 sections, and first you can just run gold light through all of them. You don't really need to do much with your 8th chakra section, that's fine already. But more than just the conscious and the subconscious sections, and then the blending surfaces between those 3 sections. You can run gold light through that. Then we'll do a blue soak, which is where you bring up blue earth energy at a medium or light blue color, straight up from the core of the earth into these copies of your subconscious and conscious mind. So you're not soaking your whole energy field, just the copies of your subconscious and conscious mind, because light blue to medium blue is a nice color for that. So bring up that blue earth energy and soak your subconscious mind, your conscious mind. And run gold light through. Oh. I'm going to leave that blue earth energy, the blue soak, for the subconscious and conscious mind. I'm going to leave that up. And then just be aware of the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, and the blending surfaces. And again, we are healing. We're doing a couple things like Serenity. I'm adding to this healing, and being able to have your own validation, to validate yourself so that you're not overly craving validation from others. So as you're aware of these blending surfaces and the conscious and subconscious mind, is there something that you can heal or unblock here so that you're more able to validate yourself, so that you're not overly craving validation from others? Like, do you notice some energy blocks that make you overly crave validation from others? And if so, go ahead and melt those. And again, your intention can be that you only want to see what's healthy and gentle to heal and clear right now. Right? So again, you're imagining your conscious and subconscious mind and those blending surfaces in between the sections. And what can you clear or heal so that you can be more able to validate yourself, to feel good about yourself? So you can be aware of some energy blocks and just melt those away. And maybe there's some hardness in those blending surfaces that's contributing to that as well. So go ahead and melt that hardness away from the blending surfaces so that you can validate yourself more. Have more self-love, more self-acceptance. Be able to self-heal, self-nourish. And keep doing deep breaths. Center yourself in your major joints, your shoulders, your hips, your knees, your ankles, your wrists, your elbows. All right. So then that was being able to validate yourself. So then creativity and self-expression. So do you see any blocks, anything that needs to be melted away in your conscious or your subconscious mind or the blending surfaces that's like a creativity block? And just go ahead and be aware of some creativity blocks that are healthy and gentle to melt away, and go ahead and do that. So again, we're looking for creativity blocks in your conscious or your subconscious mind or in these blending surfaces. Like maybe that top blending surface between your 8th chakra and your conscious mind. Maybe there's some blocks there so that you're not aware of like creative projects that you want to do, new hobbies that you want to take on and start because of this block here, so that the information isn't coming down to your conscious mind. Likewise, maybe in your subconscious mind, you know about hobbies and interests and passions that you have that can really enrich and lighten up your life. But maybe you have some blocks here in this blending surface, keeping them from bubbling up at the right time. So just melt away any blocks in these blending surfaces so that you can have that creativity that would help to nourish you and balance you and enrich and lighten up your life. So we're melting away blocks in the blending surfaces so that you can have more creativity. More of your creativity energy. And again, notice a creativity block that you have in your conscious or subconscious mind or both. And that's healthy and gentle to clear, and go ahead and melt it away. Yeah, go ahead and notice another creativity block that's healthy and gentle to clear right now. And melt it away. And you can always melt past life blocks as well as present life blocks. I wouldn't say, only melt the present life ones, not the past life ones. So as we're doing this deep thought technique and any other technique, when you see blocks, if they're past lives, of course, go ahead and melt them away. So maybe there were some past life creativity blocks in these areas that you somehow thought, well, that's been there forever, I'll just keep it. So go ahead, if there's some really, really old creativity block that you didn't even think of clearing because you're so used to it being there, go ahead and notice that one. They're really, really, really old past life creativity blocks, and go ahead and melt some of those. Because if it's healthy and gentle to do, then go for it. Why not? Okay, so self-expression, same thing. You know, sometimes you clear them together, they're sort of two sides of the same coin. But maybe, you know, this time I wanted to do them separately just in case more comes through that way. So self-expression, like not only just communicating, expressing yourself, but self-expression in that it comes from a more authentic place. It's more just like the real you versus what maybe someone expects you to be, or you know what pleases others. So look at again these deep thought areas, and just be aware of anything that you need to heal or clear to help your self-expression. And go ahead and use gold light and just wash out these areas and melt away the blocks. And you can just keep imagining more. Once you clear the ones you're noticing, just imagine some more you can clear that are healthy and gentle, and just keep going. And again, if the blocks are so old, so many past lives they've been there, that's still fair game, right? So self-expression blocks that have been there for a really long time, go ahead, be aware of some of those and melt those away with lots of gold light. And how about the family pattern self-expression blocks? Like maybe all the women in your family, or all the men in your family, or everybody in your family lineage in this lifetime is blocked a certain way as far as self-expression. If you clear yours, as long as it's healthy and gentle for you, then the angels can work out with other people what level they want to do, but it can inspire people to lighten up in ways they wouldn't have otherwise done. So be aware of these areas, your deep thought areas, and look for self-expression blocks that are part of a family pattern and of yours. So you're just clearing yours, but it can inspire the people in your family. So you just clear yours. Your self-expression blocks that match a family pattern that exists. And just melt those blocks. And again, your intention is you want to be aware of what's healthy and gentle to clear and heal. So if you're aware of it, that means it is healthy and gentle. So imagine again more self-expression blocks that are part of a family pattern of self-expression blocks, and just go ahead and you can double check with your angels if you're in doubt. Angels, is it okay to clear this? And they'll remove them if it's not okay. You know, they'll make sure you don't do it. So you can proceed and just melt away the blocks, self-expression blocks that are part of a family pattern. All right, and gold light through all those areas, the blending surfaces, so that you get some 8th chakra energy down to calm you and help you be wise. And you get access to the level of your subconscious that is really good for you to be aware of, because not all of your subconscious information is healthy and good for you right now. But you know, if you're just using gold light and unblocking in this way, then the blending surfaces work properly, and you get what you should get, what is healthy for you to get from your 8th chakra and your subconscious mind. All right, good job. So that was deep thought technique to benefit you, so that you can validate yourself and feel validation and self-acceptance, self-love, and also then for the theme, creativity and self-expression. So oh, right, great job. I'm going to look at a sample person, so I'll be quiet for a minute. So you can have energy, sometimes it's from other people, but a lot of times it's invasive beings. And again, you're like way bigger than any of these little invasive beings that are bugging you. Sort of like a, fly that's flying around. You're just like, so, but anyway, some of these invasive beings, or some people, if they're in more of a manic state, their energy in your space can spin around like a little tornado. And so we can remove that, and we've already done collapsing gold nets, so that might have removed some of it. But sometimes if you specifically focus on a certain type of energy, then it's more effective to make sure you get all of it out. So we'll be removing spinning energy, which is not you. So it's other people or invasive beings, but spinning energy from your path, your spiritual path, or your space, anywhere in your space. Like in your auras and your grounding and your chakras and all that. And typically that, it feels overwhelming if you have spinning energy in your space. So it's good to get rid of. It's easy to get rid of too. It's just, I think too, it's like, if you're used to being overwhelmed, it doesn't occur to you that you can get rid of it, Because now you can, because your aura is repaired, you're healed, your mind is like pretty balanced relatively right now. So you're in a good place to do it. Every time that you're overwhelmed, maybe you need to focus on some basics first. But this is something you can, of course, do. So let's get spinning energy off your path first. Off your spiritual path. So your spiritual path is your spiritual path is the road that's just for you, and it represents what you're meant to experience and learn in this lifetime. And you can look at it. Are you on your path? Are you moving forward on your path? And just be aware of any spinning energy, if there is any, in your path, ahead of you, around you, behind you. And there are a bunch of ways that we could remove the spinning energy. Like you could freeze them like ice cubes so they stop spinning, just for fun, and then remove them. Remove your spinning ice cubes and give them to your angels. Or you can use collapsing gold nets and, put a big cube of collapsing gold nets around your path and then collapse it in on all the spinny things and remove all of them, give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. Or you could, you could have like a big gold magnet that is magnetized to the spinny things, the little beings or people, and just have them like stick like magnets to your gold bar. Beep, 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 so they all stick to the magnet, and then give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Let's see what else. You can just say, angels, can you remove the spinny objects, the spinny beings and people on my path? And you may have some that are part of a family pattern, like some beings invasive beings that are bugging your siblings as well, or you got them from your parents, say, one day when you were a kid and they were stressed out. So you may have some family pattern spinny beings, like people or invasive beings on your path, and it's okay to clear those too. But you may not realize that until you remind yourself, hey, even though all my siblings have this in their path, it's okay to clear it. And you can clear it the same way, just however way you liked, with maybe the cube of gold nets, and then just surround the spinny things with the gold nets and tangle them up. Give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. Or, you know, just freeze them with your intention and pick them up like spinny ice cubes. Give them to your angels. Or let's see, you can say, angels, can you please recycle that? And just point to it. And then your angels will recycle it. So just comb through your path. Now that you don't have the spinny things on your path, just notice if you can imagine any difference, how it is for you to be on your path right now without the spinny things. And give this part of you that's on your path a healing. This little mini you, give that part of you a healing. Just lots of gold light. Maybe bring up red earth energy and gold light. And you can just remind this part of you that's on your path, hey, you can let your angels heal you. Let your angels heal you, guide you, and help you. Your angels can help you move forward. You may have manipulations is a word I use. A more triggering version of manipulations is curses. It's just stuff that people do to you that's a little more clever than your standard dump, energy dump. And manipulations are bad karma to do. I never would recommend that anyone do that to someone else. You would pay back a lot of karma for having done that to someone. But anyway, it's possible that on your spiritual path there's some sort of special junk from when people in some lifetime have done manipulations on you that affected your self-expression or your creativity. So you can be aware of your spiritual path, and really just manipulations that affect you at all too. You can be aware of any manipulations on your spiritual path that you're ready to get rid of. So general ones that affect your self-expression, ones that affect your creativity, and you can be aware of them however you want. They can look like complicated little metal things. They can look like big blobs of mud, whatever. But it's just manipulations from other people. And you can clear them just like we were clearing all the other stuff. So you can just wrap them up in gold light and, you know, give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. And be aware of more manipulations on your spiritual path that affect you in general or affect your creativity, your self-expression, your ability to validate yourself and feel self-acceptance. And just wrap all these manipulations in gold light and give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. So again, one more time, just be aware of manipulations, and they could be pretty recent. They could be from a coworker or something. And again, it's a lot of times very subconscious. Sometimes even in this day and age, in some cultures, people do conscious manipulations on other people. Super bad karma. Don't recommend it, but it still is done in this day and age even. But you know, past lives, there may have been past lives that you've had where it was pretty common. So again, just be aware of your spiritual path, and you're on your spiritual path, and are there any manipulations affecting you? And just imagine them however you want, like sticks or rocks or complicated metal objects, and just wrap them up in gold light or however you want to do it. But you know, I'm gonna wrap mine up in like gold fabric and just hand them to the angels. Angels, here you go. And again, just be aware of manipulations that are healthy and gentle to get rid of. Wrap them up in gold light so they're easy to get rid of. Angels, here you go. And you know, some people are asking telepathically, they're like, well, but if a manipulation is complicated, how do I know if I got it all? You can just say, angels, if I missed any part of that, can you help me remove it properly and fully? And again, just lots of gold light on your spiritual path, and then a little gold light healing for this part of you that's on your path. And again, you can remind this part of you, hey, you can let your angels help and guide you, and your angels can help you move forward. And you don't have to use those exact words. It's not like a spell or anything. All right, so that was removing manipulations in general, and also for those 3 ways that we've been working, so that you can validate yourself and have self-acceptance, and also creativity and self-expression. All right, good job. Woo woo, that was a power-packed 4 minutes. How about that? That will definitely be time-stamped so that you could do it later whenever you want. So I am let's do sinuses. That'll be a nice compliment. Sinuses, eyes, head. So you can get a lot of energy buildup around your sinuses. I'm going to take off my glasses just for fun while I do this. You can get a lot of energy buildup in your sinuses, around your sinuses. Your sinuses go behind, you know, in your head. There are different like nasal cavities in your head. And then your eyes. There are a lot of energy centers, like acupuncture points are all around your eyes. And you can get a lot of pressure buildup in any of that. You know, like in your head, behind your eyes, in your sinus, nasal cavities, in front of those areas. So let's heal and unblock all that. So, and of course your 6th chakra is right there too, your 5th chakra, your 7th chakra. So we'll get those in the process as well. I guess first, yeah, let's do 7, 6, 5, just for fun. So chakras 7, 6, and 5. Just heal and unblock those, repair them if you need it, but the people I'm healing are already repaired with 7, 6, and 5, but go ahead and repair if needed, or just unblock. Your 7th chakra in the top of your head is oriented this way, round opening in the top and the bottom. And 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 are oriented this way with round opening in the front and the back. Cylinder shape, open cylinder shape, like this cup. So 7th chakra, heal and unblock that. 6th and 5, 6 and 5, heal and unblock those. With gold light from your hands. Oh. And then, you know, in front of your eyes and your sinuses, in front of your eyes, in front of your nose, in front of your, you know, like cheekbones and everything. So unblock that. And then inside your head, in that area, gold light through there. You can bring up like red earth energy to ground all this stuff too. And you can imagine energy blocks anywhere in your brain, anywhere in your sinuses, your optic nerves, this whole area. And any energy blocks that are healthy to melt away right now, and just imagine them and go ahead and melt them away. Again, imagine more energy blocks, even in front of your eyes and in front of your sinuses or inside your head. And just melt those energy blocks away. Let's do collapsing gold nets in that whole area, like from your heart chakra on up all the way above your head. Just because you can have invasive beings or people that maybe they were right in your sinuses, but now they're like in front somewhere. So just like collapsing gold nets in that whole area above your head, all the way down to, say, between your third and your fourth chakra, and just collapse gold nets, get rid of all the junk, other people's energy, their problems, invasive beings. Just tangle them up in the gold nets, move them out in the nets, give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. Deep breath. Be in all your major joints. Check your grounding. Let's do that again. Collapsing gold nets all around your upper body and your head. Collapse the gold nets in so that you get all that's not you, that you're ready to get rid of. Drag it out in the net. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Deep breath. And you can do it, you can also heal it this way, of course. If you're healing yourself, just, hands right directly in front of your sinuses and your eyes. And the more energy blocks you clear, the more you can be in your head. So just imagine some energy blocks anywhere in your head that are kind of keeping you out, because it makes the energy flow too slow and dense, and you don't like that. So part of your energy is out of your head that should be in your head. So just be aware of those energy blocks in your head that are making things too uncomfortable for you, and just melt those energy blocks. And deep breath. If you need to give yourself a little shoulder rub or stretch anywhere, go for it. Again, we're healing in front of the head, but also in the head. Help you be more present and comfortable. You can have a lot of energy that kind of flies at your head and your sinuses and your eyes and all these important energy centers here, around your forehead and your eyes and your sinuses. So you can be aware of maybe your head in a profile and just imagine all that energy coming at you there. And just kind of, you can put your hand up to give yourself a little break and just notice, it's probably a bunch of invasive beings. So you can just notice them like a bunch of little flies in the air and just say, angels, can you recycle all these? And one more time. Be aware of your head. It might help and be aware of it as a profile like this, but maybe not. So just be aware of that. And then any energy that's kind of coming at your head or your neck or your face or your nose, sinuses, and just be aware of all that. It could be people too, sending energy towards you. But you can say, angels, can you recycle all that? And if some of it's a person, obviously they're not going to recycle the person. So be aware, do you have some people sending energy into this area? Your 6th, 7th, 5th, sinuses, neck, yada, yada. And those people, you can't really do anything to the people. That would be bad karma, very bad karma. But just go ahead and unblock to the point where your natural boundaries have the energy not come in. Because like what happens is they're sending energy and it sort of resonates with whatever's stuck within your aura or in your head. So once you get rid of the stuck stuff, then your aura works better and it is able to keep out whatever they're throwing at you. So just be aware of what they're throwing at you and then just melt away the stagnant energy that sort of invites it in. That way your natural boundaries kick in. Because people might be like, well, how does it happen? You know, I work my boundaries, you know, but it's the stuck energy within you that it resonates with the stuff people are throwing and magnetizes it, brings it in. So again, just be aware of energy within your head or you're in front of your head that is stuck, that's messing with your boundaries in this area. And just melt it away. Melt away your stuck energy. In and in front of your head, behind your head even. Melt away your stuck energy. So that your natural boundaries kick in, your auras actually work to protect you. Oh, one thing I did not mention yet is redo your gold buffer zones. There will be an 18-minute video linked below in the comment section below the summary called Gold Energy Aura Buffer Zones to teach those along with aura repair. They, when you use gold buffer zones properly, they protect your aura better. Someone said in their survey that since the last healing, it was like that the back of their fourth chakra was like pooping. Because like the energy that was releasing was kind of like globby and gross and heavy. So yeah, energy is supposed to release out the back of all of your chakras, like 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So, but the more you unblock it, it tends to come out very fast, like liquid, you know, like an open fire hydrant where things gush. So sometimes, I mean, yeah, energy can be kind of heavy and globby, but the more you unblock it, it would come out faster and, you know, and go right down your grounding. So if you see it like kind of weirdly coming out in slow motion, it's probably just a little too blocked. I mean, it's good that something is releasing anyway, but probably the more you unblock it, then it'll come out much faster and more immediate and go down your grounding, and which feels better. The faster things release, the less you feel what you're releasing, and the more you just feel lighter and more flowing. So with that in mind, let's work a little bit of the release in the back of 6 through 1. Your 7th chakra releases out the bottom. Your 7th chakra, like the energy, the direction of flow, you can bring stuff in and you can send stuff out, and so it's a little more complex. So we'll do that afterwards. We'll do the 7th. But let's do 6 through 1. So 6 through 1, they're all oriented the same way, where round opening is in the front and the back. Like this. My mug is full. So just imagine the backs, all the round openings in the back, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just unblock them enough with lots of gold light so that the flow coming out of them is really fast. And you may find, like, say, if you've had lower back discomfort, maybe 2 and 1 in the back there, second chakra and first chakra, maybe they're like only one side is releasing, but the other side is not. So go ahead and, maybe you need a little repair there if that side is not releasing properly. So repair that chakra. Maybe it's a little chipped or something. So lots of gold light. So that any of these chakras, if they need repair, they will get repaired because you're using so much gold light. And then that same gold light unblocks the chakras. All right, so that's releasing energy out of the back of 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 chakras, astral body and physical body. Of course, make sure your grounding is still flowing really well, especially in the back. Okay, so then your 7th chakra, like I said, we'll do that separately just because it's oriented differently. Your 7th chakra round opening is in the front, top and the bottom of the round cylinder. So unblock the bottom of it enough so that you can even give it its own grounding, like make its own like purple grounding. If you're healing other people, don't make groundings for them. You can just remind their spirit, hey, you can make a purple grounding for your 7th if you want. So that it goes all the way down to the core of the earth. Has its own little grounding. And again, unblock the bottom of your 7th chakra so that it releases very easily. So, calling back your Serenity energy, that is cool and easy. So, I think first it might be amusing or interesting. Hopefully, you don't get too stuck about it. But that's one of my dogs, Izzy, scratching himself. But anyway. You can call back your energy, your serenity in particular. We'll call back serenity, and then we'll also call back creativity and self-expression. And yeah. And then we'll call back self-validation, your ability to validate yourself, which is sort of similar to self-acceptance. So we'll call that stuff back. So we'll call back a bunch of stuff. But you can be aware of who had it. Like sometimes it's interesting to see like, oh, did this ex-boyfriend take some of my serenity? Or did this sibling take some of my serenity? But only be aware of that if you're not going to get stuck about it. And you're not going to be like, I can't believe they did that. Yeah, but it's just like, oh, wow, that's fascinating. They've had it for 10 years. So whatever, it happens. Sometimes you did it too, probably in some lifetime. So to call back your own energy, you just create a gold 3D object, whatever shape you want. It could be a globe or whatever shape you like. And just use it like a magnet to call back your energy. So first we'll call back your serenity. So go ahead and call back your serenity from wherever you left it. Maybe you left it somewhere in the future, in the past. Like maybe there was some forest or some garden that you saw that was like so amazing, or some beach that you were at that was so amazing, and you're like, oh my God, I remember this forever. Maybe you left some of your serenity there, which doesn't help you remember it actually. It just makes you less serene later. So go ahead, call back your serenity from all those amazing places you've been. Call back your serenity from ex-boyfriends, ex-girlfriends, family members, partners, current partners, because it's not doing them any good. So just call back your serenity into your gold sun or whatever gold object you have, and then say, angels, can you clean all this off just to make sure you only brought back your stuff and it's all clean now. And then go ahead and give yourself back your serenity. So one more time, call back your serenity from wherever you left it, and just take a moment, be aware of where it's coming back from if you want. And say, angels, can you clean this off, please? And then give it back to yourself. All right. And then before we do the theme stuff, let's do your self-validation, your ability to accept yourself and validate yourself and feel good about yourself. So let's call that energy back from wherever you left it. Maybe you left it in a past life. So just call back your self-validation energy, your self-love, self-acceptance energy. And then say, angels, can you clean all this off for me? And give it to yourself. Again, big gold sun, use it to call back all your self-validation energy. Call it back into the gold sun from wherever you left it. And say, angels, can you clean this off for me? And then give it to yourself. Deep breath. Center yourself in all your major joints and limbs. Okay, and then creativity. Okay, use your gold sun like a magnet to call back your creativity from wherever you left it. Maybe somebody borrowed it and never gave it back. It doesn't help if someone takes it, by the way, so don't lend it out to people. I would suggest you don't. But anyway, call back all your creativity energy from wherever you left it or wherever it went. And say, angels, can you clean this all off for me? And then give it to yourself. One more time, use your gold sun like a magnet, call back all your creativity energy that you're ready to take back right now. Call it all back. And then say, angels, can you please heal this for me? Clean it off. And then give it back to yourself. And then self-expression, both in that general sense of communicating, but also in the sense of like self, like you're being more authentic with your communication with yourself and others. So you're more honest with yourself, more self-aware. So call back your self-expression energy into your gold sun, call it back from wherever it went. And then say, angels, can you clean this off for me? And give it to yourself. One more time, use the gold sun like a magnet and call back all your self-expression energy from wherever you left it, wherever it went. And you could be aware of a place that it was. Maybe it was in a past life or with a friend that you had a long time ago. That's okay, just call it back and say, angels, can you clean this off for me? And give it to yourself. Deep breath, recenter yourself in all your major joints and energy channels, and redo your grounding. Just notice your fourth chakra and your fourth layer now, fourth chakra, fourth layer. We don't really have to do too much with it because we've been working that self-validation, self-love, which is fourth chakra. So people's fourth layer actually looks much better and their fourth chakra looks much better. Front opening, round opening in the front and the back. Plus we unblocked all the chakras in the back. But anyway, just double check and notice your handiwork. Notice the results of your work. your fourth layer, and your fourth chakra, which helps you with enthusiasm, motivation, self-love, gratitude, positive thoughts, self-acceptance. And a nice color for your fourth chakra is green, so you could set it to your favorite shade of green. And double check your second and your first layers. The work that we did most likely expanded those nicely, but those are the innermost 2 layers of your aura. So you could just double check those a little bit and make sure that they are expanded in a way that's comfortable for you. So melt away any blockages in the bottom and the top of your first and second layer. So right there and right there, right beneath your feet, right above your head, unblock. And again, all the way around your first layer and your second layer. So especially around your hips and your shoulders, but everywhere. Just notice that. Breathe in to all your major joints, your energy channels, your meridians, which are energy pathways in your physical body. All right, so as we wrap up, just say, angels, can you help me finish this healing? All right, good job. Woohoo, we did it. That's a healing. Good job. All right, that was fabulous. So I can have a little discussion time here for let's say like 18 minutes or so. So if you have any comments that you'd like to share, just post about the healing, how it was for you. If you wanted to comment about a specific part of the healing, if you have a follow-up question about these topics that we're doing today, I may have time for that. And if you have a question that's just more overall, if you're a newbie, you can go for it and post. If you're more of a veteran, you could try, but I may not have time for it. And in which case you just post under any video at any time and I'll get to it when I can. But you could try, I guess. All right. Catching up on comments. Someone says hello from Pakistan. Hello. Welcome. I do 5 of these group healings every month, and anyone is welcome to watch and heal yourself as you watch. If you wanted to purchase one of the healings, they go up for sale on my website on the 15th of each month. And you can email me about that if you want, because I could tell you what time they go up based on your time zone, stuff like that. So you can email me and just introduce yourself. That's always an option. Just say hi. My email address is janet@janetwrightreadings.com. And that's my dog, Izzy. Someone says, why not blow the blocks from previous lives up in timeline healing? We do. I had people melt them with gold light, but yeah, the idea with timeline healing is, I'm not going to have you be aware of blocks and then not clear them, so yeah, maybe I misspoke for a minute, or maybe you just misheard, but yeah, you're aware of whatever you're aware of, and you're healthy and gentle, and then you're aware of the blocks, you melt them all or blow them all up if you want. So yes, you do blow them up or melt them. Someone says, I noticed some beings in my deep thought space. Yes, that's possible. You could gold net your deep thought areas. Sticky gold wax them or freeze them like ice cubes and lift them out and give them to your angels. And I also noticed courage blocks in addition to creativity blocks in my deep thought space. Sure, yeah, I mean, you can have any sort of blocks in your deep thought space. So anything you notice, go for it, melt it away. We're just, specifically targeting the theme, but, you can add on whatever you want at any time, of course. Like say if you have a certain project that you're stalled on, you can look for blocks in your deep thought areas related to why you're procrastinating. Or if you have a certain habit that you've been trying to clear, like overeating or comfort eating, or, maybe you kind of have like paranoid fears about people around you that aren't actually logical. You can look for energy blocks in your deep thought areas that contribute to those, your trust issues in multiple ways. So yeah, you can always customize. So it says, thank you for the healing, Janet. How are, and you mentioned some friends who also got the healing, how are they doing after their first 3 healings? Yes. Da-da-da-da. They both are waving and giving me a thumbs up. They're both releasing a lot. But their groundings are nice and wide and flowing, so it's working out okay. And they promised me they're going to work with their angels, so... So yeah, they seem to be doing great. They liked the calling back energy part the best. That was their favorite. So what Peggy says, especially from exes, calling back energy from exes. Someone says, thank you for the healing, Janet. Oh, sorry. Someone says, you healed me. Why am I feeling so incapable? How did my son do? And you mentioned your name, which is, thankfully you mentioned your name because I didn't know from that YouTube ID. Why are you feeling so incapable? Well, you're in 7 through 3 right now, so you're actually way more present than usual. I think you're probably just feeling some blocks that you've had all along, but usually you get so frenetic that you don't feel them. So you're releasing well, though. So I would just say try to calm yourself and just be like, hey, Rome wasn't built in a day, I'm going to release these things. I'm releasing these things. At first, it might feel a little bit, heavy to be more present than you're used to, because you're feeling the heaviness that you usually avoid with lots of chaos and disasters. So just feel your legs, just feel your hips, feel your shoulders, just try to relax and just let it fall off of you like rain down your grounding. Like let the sadness fall off of you, let the self-acceptance blocks fall off of you. Just keep, you can put your hand on your 4th chakra and just keep that 4th chakra unblocked, because yours like releases a lot and then it blocks up, releases a lot and then it blocks up, releases a lot and then it blocks up. So I think when you type that, it was in the blocked up part. So just again, lots of gold light. You can just go like this, with your hands in front of your 4th and just funnel lots of gold light from your hands into your heart chakra and just keep it open. Some people, they confuse open, like, I don't want to be open, the world is a dangerous place. But when your chakras are unblocked, which is what I mean, then you're open to you. You're not open to, bad people. It doesn't work that way. So just yeah, keep reopening unblocking your 4th chakra in the front and the back with just like this. So we'll do it. And lots of gold light. And just calm yourself. You're just not used to being this present. And so you're feeling things that usually you subconsciously avoid by over-fixating on everybody around you. So it's okay. Just, forgive yourself. Be like, hey, I'm growing. I'm making progress. Deep breath. Just calm yourself. Hope that helps. So it says, thanks so much, Janet. I do feel much better from Sunday. How have I been doing with boundaries with my mom? I think I have some way to go with repair, as I'm still having a lot of repetitive thoughts. I have been reminding her that attacking me is not going to help her life as suggested. Thank you. Yeah, she seems to, it is interesting. I can see her and she's not fully over that sort of attacking you phase, but she does feel more seen and more like she's not doing it at the moment, Let's see. Your telepathic mesh is all ripped up in the front of your 5th layer. So I think sometimes she'll cord your telepathic mesh area and then like send you new stuff. You know, pipe it into your mind through your fifth layer, through your telepathic mesh. So just, because all your chakras are repaired right now, and you could work the minor ones, like the shoulder, arm ones, and the leg ones a little bit extra. Because sometimes when people cord you and they blast energy through, it blows out your minor chakras before it blows out your major chakras. So you may be noticing like, oh, my major chakras are fine, so what's wrong with me? You know, but your shoulder and arm chakras and your leg chakras are blown out because when she cords, she just sends so much energy, it like cracks a bunch of chakras. So yeah, I would say heal all your major and minor chakras. You can do them all at once, and repair your telepathic mesh, and that'll probably, you know, shore up things a little bit better. So I hope that helps. Someone says, healed myself. Removing manipulations technique was my favorite. Yeah. I'm glad. That's nice. I'm glad it seemed approachable and doable. Someone says, removing bad karma. Regarding bad karma, is there a healing where we can clear the invasive energy we may have sent to others from this or past lives? Yeah, you could just use a magnet and call back all the junk that you've thrown at people in this life or past lives. And then, you know, that's still in there, if it's still in their space, you know, and then just be like, angels, you could blow it all up, you know, or you could hand it to your angels. Angels, can you help me get rid of this? You could do that as much as you want, you know, big gold, you know, like gold sun or something, use it as a magnet to call back all the junk that you've thrown at people or dumped on people, and then just blow it all up, or, you know, hand it to your angels. But that's a good idea. It's nice to do. And you say, I tell my angels I would never want to throw hard objects, but we can unconsciously do it too. Yes. Yes, people can unconsciously do that too. Yeah, throw hard objects and just dump. Like if you were talking about your bad day that you had, or, you know, someone asks you how you're doing. Sometimes, you know, if you're not that balanced, you can be like, oh my God, you have no idea. Boom, you know, and you accidentally dump. People accidentally dump on me all the time. You know, with a client practitioner relationship, it's just like a professional hazard. So, you know, you just get good at getting rid of what people have dumped in your space, you know, and don't get into a big drama about it, but, you know, it happens. So yeah, you can ask your angels to like block anything that you try to throw at people. So that would kind of help to safeguard. It's not foolproof though. Like I've known some people who get so stuck in rage that even though they ask their angels to block it, the angels don't block it, because the angels are like, you need to deal with this rage of yours. We can't just block it all the time, you know? So, but, you know, if you don't particularly have a rage problem, it's going to help, you know, if you ask your angels, just angels, can you please block anything that I'm trying to throw at people? And then, yeah, that helps a little bit. Because, you know, you could like have an argument with someone. A common example is you might be in an argument with like your partner or somebody, and you might throw energy in like a really imbalanced moment. Maybe they threw first and then you threw at them. But the problem is, okay, you meditate. So someone throws energy at you, you might clear it like 2 hours later or a day later, but your partner may not clear it for like 2 weeks or ever. And so it can really impact their feelings about you or their trust of you or whatever, you know, whereas for you, it's not a lasting effect. When they throw stuff at you, it imbalances you enough that then you throw a bunch at them. But, you know, it can have a lasting effect on your relationship just because they don't meditate and clear stuff like you do. So calling the garbage back too is a nice thing, and asking your angels to hopefully block as much of it as they're willing to block. All right, hope that makes sense. Someone says, love calling back my serenity. Yeah, it came back from every peaceful place, people and books too. Oh yeah, interesting. That's funny. Someone says, we watched today while you healed. Oh, yeah, good. Yeah, I healed you guys. Hard to keep my eyes open today and feeling a little stuck tackling some cleaning, organizing in my house. Yeah. Any advice? Thank you so much. Felt sinus relief. Um, I think, in your mind, you might think, well, I started this, so now I should finish it. But the part that you already did, that's what you are ready to do right now. The part that you're getting stuck on, you're just not ready to do right now. So if it's possible, if it's not going to prevent you from doing the tasks you have to do, you can just put it off for a few days, and just work on it in your meditations and in your sleep with your angels so that you clear the extra energy, so that, you can blow through it in a few days. Or when you're ready. Because sometimes, I know for me that always happens when I think of like a project and it's like 4 times more than I have the time and energy and space for right now to do, and I'll just be like, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do right now. Yeah. And then as I'm doing it, it's like, oh yeah, that I was a little over ambitious with my idea. So it looks like that's the case, and you're just not ready to finish it, and that's why you're stuck. But you're not really stuck. You're pushing yourself to do something you're not ready to do. So you could just not push, if it's possible. So it says, hi, Janet. Thank you for the healing. I have not been making progress on the pro website name domain. I have been checking on mother-in-law, but only, oh, I see, yeah, because your mother-in-law was in the way before, but only telepathic talk and showing her angels. What else can I do? Yeah, I don't think it's her anymore in the way. I think you have some fear of like, it's like you're trying to predict 10 years from now who you're going to be and what you're going to want to do. But 10 years from now, I mean, if your career goes okay, 10 years from now, I mean, because you're kind of like, it's just a lot of fear. You're like, your energy's in the future, and you're like trying to predict what you're gonna want your website name to be 10 years from now. But it doesn't, like, thinking doesn't really work well that way when you're half here and half 10 years from here. So just maybe do timeline healing and look at where all your energy is as you're trying to figure out your website thing. And at some point you just go for it. I think you're maybe expecting that you're not going to have any fear, or hesitation, and that may not be realistic. Maybe even after you clear fear and you do your timeline healing and you reground and you get your 8th chakra information and you do your deep thought, maybe still you feel a little bit like, holy moly, I hope this isn't the wrong one, but you do it, because at some point you just got to pull the trigger. Basically. I remember years ago, I mean, it took me forever to make my website. To figure out the domain name and stuff. And then another thing that took me forever was PayPal. I was like, I just had all these, I don't know, past life fears or something about money and exchanging money and whatever. So like having people pay with PayPal was like, really freezing my brain. Which is funny because now it's like, well, duh, it's so routine and standard. But at the time, I was stuck for quite a bit on that one. It's funny. But sometimes, you just have to do it. And then later you're like, oh my gosh, why was I so freaked out? Maybe you might not be able to have zero freak out while you're doing it, All right. Someone says, hello, Janet. Thank you for your healing work. Yes, I healed you. I have a heart/chest ache. Yeah, your mom's a little overbonded right there. When in doubt, I would suspect your mom. I mean, I know she got the healing and everything, but it doesn't make her perfect yet. She's not quite perfect yet. Yeah, she reminds me of like a cat, like kind of nudge up against your third and your fourth chakra. You know, cats like rub their cheeks on everything. But it's really her. It's just a reminder, hey mom, you're a grown woman. You know, I think there's a part of your house that needs your attention right now. Or, you know, I think there's a, you know, whatever she loves, you know, remind her of something she loves. Like, oh, I think there's some flowers that need photography. You know, I think there's some flowers you can take photos of, or, you know, ask your angels what you can do today, or, you know, just something. Because it seems like she's, even though she got the healing, and the point of it was to make people less invasive, so because you're validating yourself, it seems like she's a little resistant to that still. So by reminding her of something that she loves to do, that can jumpstart her heart chakra and therefore get her less clingy. So I hope that helps. It's just mom. So it says, thank you, Janet. I was excited for the, I did just turn off my alarm. Thank you. I'm aware of it now. So I need to wrap up. So this is, thank you, Janet. I was excited for the spinning energy technique. Felt like I really needed that today. I still feel jittery, unsettled, those suggestions. You know, one of your kids tends to channel that spinny energy into the house and into you guys. You probably instantly know which kid that is. But if you don't, it's not a huge deal. Just be aware of that. And you can gold net your kids even, you know, because you have young kids that are younger than 18. So you get to heal them. When they're older, you know, 18 and older, you have to ask their permission. I mean, I would suggest you ask their permission. But, you know, if they're like 3 channeling a bunch of spinny energy they picked up from a neighbor or the playground or something, you can just, you know, like maybe do tricolor soak with them. You know, and you know, gold net all the spinny stuff out of them, you know, because it seems like your angels do try to clean everybody out, you know, when you come back into the house, but I don't know, somehow that kid's channels spinny energy a little too much. You can maybe get that child extra healings in their sleep, you know, from the angels. Say, angels, can you please heal this kid extra so they don't channel spinny stuff into my life every day? But yeah, it's from one of your kids. Not the end of the world, but just a heads up. And that kid is courting you at the 7th and the 4th, not just the 1st. So that's a I would say personally that's a no-no. You know, only first chakra courts with young kids. If you let them court you in other chakras, it kind of makes them, it can make them very spoiled and manipulative, and make you nuts, basically. And then they can be spoiled and manipulative as an adult and just run the people around them, and you know, it's not good for them either. So yeah, that kid courts you at the 4th and the 7th quite frequently. And then if you're not listening to that person, meaning not doing what they want, then they even court you at the 5th and the telepathic mesh. Man, fun kid. So, but you can get that kid extra classes on respective boundaries and, you know, how to not cord mommy. Only that first chakra cord is okay. So, yeah, that's one of your kids. Somebody said, wow, that was thorough. Thanks, Janet. You're welcome. Yeah, well, that's the whole idea. And you healed yourself, so good for you. Someone says, hi, Janet. Thank you for healing me. You're welcome. I have a lot of blocked energy regarding being creative, especially in decorating my home. I noticed that might be a family pattern of blocked energy. Is that right? No, it's relationship stuff. It's like your feelings about your relationship with your spouse affect your feelings about your home and what you're willing to express within your home. So it's like relationship problems are colliding with home decorating issues. So I guess either just leave that alone and don't bother about home decorating, or you can just clear the relationship baggage that is in your way of home decorating if you still want to just go for it anyway. So hope that helps. So yeah, not a family pattern, even if Your mom can't decorate either. Okay, someone says, can collapsing gold nets be used as a one-stop shopping for clearing when short of time? Yes, it can. So beings and blocks and other stuff, etc., etc., etc. Or is that lazy? No, there's no such thing as really lazy. Lazy, you know, even when people use it to mean, you know, they're procrastinating or they're stuck on something, lazy is like this meaningless broad brush judgment thing. So I tend to not use that word. But yeah, I would say check your grounding, unblock your grounding, you know, maybe gold nets on your grounding, you know, definitely make sure your grounding is really flowing well. But then, yeah, because shortcutting on your grounding might get you into trouble, you know, like gold net everything and I'm fine. You know, like don't assume that gold net just cursorily like that is enough for your grounding. Just make sure your grounding has got a really good wide flow all the way down. But yeah, gold nets can be very effective and efficient. You could do sticky gold wax too. That's kind of fun. If you search, I'll make sure it's linked below later, below the healing summary in the comment section. But sticky gold wax for 7 chakras. That's quick too. That's a video that's like 5 minutes maybe. If you search Janet Wright, sticky wax, and then the number 7, it'll come up, that video. But I'll link it below too. But that's fun for like shortcutting, unblocking chakras too. But yeah, you can definitely go like, you know, okay, I have 4 minutes, what can I do in 4 minutes? Or, you know, I have 40 minutes, what can I do in 40 minutes? You know, whatever you are ready, whatever time-wise you have, it's better than nothing, you know, and being more efficient is yeah, important. Someone says, hi Janet, how do you make feelings of sadness, depression, and even jealousy go away so you feel better quickly? You think of your basics, check all your basics. You know, like, I think for you, if you feel sadness and depression, you have aura damage and the back of your grounding is blocked and your heart chakra is blocked. So technically it's your heart chakra being blocked that's making you feel like envy towards others and stuff like that. And your second chakra being blocked is making you feel the sadness. But probably the reason they're so blocked is because your aura is all ripped up and the back of your grounding is blocked. You know, so check all the basics. So basics is any of the stuff we do at the beginning of these big healings. You know, the aura repair, the chakra repair, the grounding. Check your basics. You know, creative ring repair. You know, make sure things aren't busted. You know, chakras, aura, grounding, creative rings. Those 4, right? And then, you know, then you can do fine tuning. So feel better quickly, it just depends, you know, how much is wrong, you know. But the faster you check your basics, the faster you can get to fixing them. So I hope that makes sense. You could also just proactively check your basics, you know, like 2 or 3 times a day or once a day. I mean, whatever works for your brain. You know, because sometimes it's kind of a bummer to have your lows, you know. So if you proactively are like, okay, every day at noon, I'm going to check my basics for 5 minutes. You know, I mean, maybe that's too much discipline, doesn't work for your brain, whatever, you know, but find a way that works. But maybe sometimes being proactive and checking your basics when you feel half decent is better than waiting till you have the crash and then trying to check everything. Because then your motivation is going to be lower probably if you feel like crap. So it says, feel great after the healing. Noticed I've been getting wax on my 6th recently. Is there a reason I'm missing? Yeah, I agree. That's true. A reason that you're missing. I mean, it looks like a family member. Looks like your mom, actually. I think you're communicating with her things that she's not ready to hear. You're like pointing out stuff about the home, you're pointing out stuff about her marriage or stuff about other people in the family. And, you know, she gets a little, you know, paranoid about like, oh, we shouldn't say those things. We shouldn't do this or that, or, you know, that's going to invite bad energy. So I think you're just triggering her a lot by you're like in this, on a spirit level, you're mentioning everything that you observe. You know, there's a difference. If you see something, you don't have to tell it to XYZ family member. You can just see it. you know, so that is the good reason for filters, right? Your own filters. If you have a filter so that you only share with, say, your mom stuff that your mom is ready to hear, you know, that way she won't whack the bejeebies out of your sixth. So anyway, I hope that helps. But yeah, just maybe clear the energy blocks that are causing you to overshare. I guess that's a good way to say it. Causing you to overshare with your mom. Someone says, if time permitted, any advice on my youngest sleep apnea latest issue? You know, sleep apnea can be food related. So, I mean, that's the quick thing that your angels are mentioning. Like my husband, he used to have really bad sleep apnea, but we changed his diet and he lost his sleep apnea. I mean, he still sleeps on an incline, but that's more for, that may be a little bit for sleep apnea, but that could also be just for his back. But he used to, even sleeping on an incline, have sleep apnea. But we changed his diet. So you could look, like Google foods that contribute to sleep apnea. Someone says the insomnia. Yeah, you could post under a video if you still have an issue with the insomnia, because I gotta speed this up. Yeah, I don't have time for all these. I'll skip around. Someone says, I'm often misunderstood and struggle with being confident. When I do speak confidently, it's often interpreted as arrogant or harsh. I feel less of a need to prove myself or be understood. Additionally, Mother's Day did a number on me. How do I get her back in her space? I keep doing the bridge exercise, but wondering if there's more I can do. Oh, you put your name, which is useful because your first name is just mind-blowingly common among my clients. Maybe flower healing for your mom could be nice. You could do that, you know, a couple times a day for a while until she feels like, flower healing's so easy. You know, you could look up Janet Wright flower healing for others. You know, and that you could do it in like seconds, and the angels help you, so it's clean, it's not manipulative if you do it the way the video says. Flower healing for others. I'll make sure that's linked below later. But that could be a nice, you know, thing to do for moms, anybody who has boundary issues with moms. Flower healing. But anyway, when you do speak confidently, it's interpreted as arrogant or harsh. Yeah. You can clear energy blocks that contribute to you having a tone. Like it's really, it's easy to have a tone when you're speaking that you're not consciously aware of, that can make you sound like you're being hierarchical or you're putting an extra kind of dig on it because there's some repressed anger that you're not aware of but that's triggered. You know, so you can just, any energy blocks that contribute to like a tone that you don't intend. And just keep clearing those energy blocks. So imagine them out in front of you, the energy blocks that are messing with your tone. You're getting you in trouble with a tone or a hierarchical or whatever, any kind of a tone that you don't intend. And just keep clearing those over time. So this is thanks so much about repetitive thoughts and telepathic mesh. This makes sense as I'll be fine 1 minute and then completely paralyzed and fixated the next. Yeah. Yeah. Feeling very emotional today, and then at some points very communicative in an assertive way. Heart feels pretty open. That's nice. When you're feeling emotional, you know, just recenter, because I think what you're meaning is like, you know, like you want to cry or something. Just recenter. There's probably an energy block that you're a little too in. And when you're in the energy block, it's like, it's a little weird, you know, and intense. So just clear the steps. Recenter, clear your steps. Now ask how my friend did in this series. I forwarded the survey to him. No. Your friend? I mean, you had someone in the last set, not in this set that I'm aware of. So you can check your records, and if you are still confused about that, or you're still thinking that your friend was in this set, definitely email me and we'll figure it out. But yeah, no, in this set, I have you just being in it as just yourself, not as a friend. So yeah, and I did not get a survey from your friend. Okay. Thank you so much, Janet. I feel so happy and grounded. You healed me today. Thank you. You're welcome. Thanks for the feedback. So it says hi from Northern Ireland. Hello, hello. So it says, thank you, Janet. You healed me. I feel so much better and clearer and lighter. Oh, very nice. Thank you. Good to know. Thanks, Janet. Anything part of the healing I should repeat? Shoulders and hips. First, not so much the family patterns in your shoulders and hips, but first layer, unblock in front and behind shoulders and hips. Just keep doing that. I mean, you don't have to do it like for an hour every day, but you know, do it regularly over time. That would be a big payoff. So this is, I fell asleep during the healing. That's okay. So this is, hi, Janet. I have a new guy in my life. Congratulations. You're mentioning his name. To be honest, I think we're perfect, but we have similar baggage. I'm wanting to work on using some techniques to heal him with consent. Is that safe? Well, it's not that it's not safe. It's just that you have these patterns of over fixating on other people and what's going on with them and what's wrong with them. And you kind of ignore what's triggered within you. So just, you're not getting the green light yet from your angels to heal your new partner, because you're triggered, and that's why you want to heal him. It's not just that you're a nice guy. So keep working on yourself. What is triggered within you as you are a part of this relationship, and just keep working on yourself for a while. Eventually your angels probably will give you a green light to also do little mini healings on him with his consent, but not yet. Right now, it's just your thing where you always fixate on what's going on with other people. Someone says thank you with cute little emojis. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, cool. So we did it. What a great healing. I hope you enjoyed it. It's hard to imagine, but it really is the conclusion of this triplet set. That's great. And I think what it is what feels so weird is because the other one is coming up so soon. The twin set is this Sunday and then the next Tuesday. So May 15th and May 17th. And again, just a reminder, the July healings, I'll put them up on the payment page an hour later than usual this Sunday. So 1 p.m. my time, 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern, and you can contact me if you're in another country and I just confused you. But I will email my news email list people to let them know about that time change for when the sessions go up. And if you're not on my news email list and you want to be on it, just email me janet@janetwrightreadings.com and ask to be put on my news email list, and introduce yourself if I don't know you, just to be nice. Okay. Someone says, haha, thank you, Janet. Okay. All right. Let's wrap up. You're awesome. Thank you so much. I will do a little beagle cam at the end because that's cute. All righty. Oh, boy. Alrighty, so that is Daisy right there, and this is Izzy Busy right there, scratching himself. Okay, you're awesome. Take care. Hope you're enjoying spring. Bye.